Hey everyone, this is Georgia Stathis with a few little thoughts on some of the things that are coming up in the month of August, and they're coming pretty soon. Around the 10th of August, we start to feel the, I think, quite fortunate transit of Mars entering Libra, working with currently Uranus, who's entered Gemini, and with Pluto, who is in early degrees of Aquarius. For those who don't understand this is like a triangle, what we call a grand trine. And it's in air signs, which has to do with ideas, new thought, out of the box solutions, things that fix things that just aren't working. And things have felt like they haven't been working for a while now, but they particularly started around July 7th when transit Uranus entered Gemini to give us a little preview at the movies between July 7th and November 7th of 2025, when Uranus will be in the very baby beginning degrees of the sign of Gemini. The last time Uranus entered Gemini, because it's an 84-year return cycle, was in the early 1940s, right around the war, World War II. And what was interesting about that time, even though it was a horrible time regarding World War, is that alternate solutions had to come up because of the extreme circumstances that had fallen upon the global community regarding the war. And one of the solutions, I was just thinking about this the other day, was that women who had been, at home mostly, were forced to go into the factories and build the Rosie the Riveters. They built the airline. They learned new skills, new training skills, new building skills, learned to work with tools to help the war effort go forward. I remember reading something when I was doing a lot of research on World War II about how there was no nylon because they needed it for parachutes. They needed it for a lot of things. And so what did the women do? They were painting lines across the back of their ankles to show that they had seam stockings on. And so I'm not suggesting that's what's happening now, but Uranus in Gemini is about coming up with solutions that we haven't thought about before. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury has to do with ideas that come out of the blue. And so this 4-month period for everybody, regardless of what sign you are, is a kind of a preview. How can you shift your work with your community, or how maybe you'll shift your community, or how can you do new things for your community or for your small group of friends that are unique and different, not as taxing, but that have really good solutions to problems that have evaded us prior to this time. Uranus has been in Taurus for almost 7 years now. It will come back between November 7th and spring of next year as a last-ditch effort regarding our investments, what we hold on to, what we need to let go of. But for now, in this brief little window between July 7th and November 7th, there is this opportunity, especially in the next few weeks of August, where there's this grand trine or grand triangle operating, which could bring opportunities out of the blue by being in a place that you didn't expect an opportunity, by calling somebody up that you thought about that you haven't seen for a while and just having a conversation. This is a moment in time in the next few weeks where things can show up as opportunities. What do you have to do? You just have to pay attention. And within 48 hours, as I once learned a long time ago, to do something about it, if it's only to just call and do a little research. So with that, it's a little bullet point idea of what's going on this month, and I will see you again in the next week. Thank you. This is Georgia Stathis at starcycles.com.